opening up at about 9:11. I think we report on financials, Jerry?
Yes. On January 16th for financials, I approved a supplemental from the Common Pleas Court in their probation services fund to provide appropriations to meet payroll expenses. An encumbrance of a contract PO from the Commissioner's Office to then design architecture for architectural drawings for the new county offices, and a voucher of $2,800 from the probate court to Philip King LPA for indigent guardianship fees.
Okay.
And on the 21st for approvals, I approved for water resources, approved and executed the Ohio Water Development Authority Fund Payment Request number 10 for technical services for the Chardon Township wastewater treatment plant and sewers project in the amount of $2,002.39.
Okay, thank you. Morning, Adrian.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. How's everybody up here?
Good.
Excellent. So today's financials include supplemental from Common Pleas for their new drug court fund for salaries, contract services, and travel. And that's a supplemental from within the drug court fund. There's nothing being transferred for that. And also one from ADP in their contract services fund for payroll accounts, so that work that is done in that fund can be charged to it rather than the general fund. So there's a couple cash transfers here, one to the Sheriff's Office for a portion of their 2020 funding for 911 operations, and then to Family First for our January through March 2020 commitment. Encumbrances include a then and now from the Commissioner's Office to Tomas Tatarunas for juvenile court appointed counsel fees not previously encumbered. That's like $10, actually from 2018. So that's why we didn't have a carryover from 19 to pay it, because we can only keep, one carryover and one blanket open at a time. So that's why we ended up having to do it then and now for $10. So
Okay.
there's also a few travel requests. One from the Commissioner's Office to attend the 2020 OPELRA conference. One from Common Pleas Court to attend the Ohio Chief Probation Officers Training Course. One from DES to attend a training on information systems for radiological and nuclear incidents. And also from JFS to attend the Ohio JFS Directors Association February General Session. We also have a contract PO from Water Resources to Workman Industrial Services for the Auburn Corners Troy Oaks project. And among the vouchers are $87,828.15 from ADP to Logicalis Incorporated for the Cisco SmartNet system license renewals for 2020, and $37,000 from the engineer's office to Bainbridge Township for one of their used 2006 5-ton international dump trucks that they were getting rid of. And then finally, a revenue certification from Mental Health in their Fund 2001 for revised federal grant revenue figures.
What was the truck? What was?
Apparently Bainbridge Township is getting rid of a 2006 dump truck, which I guess is in outstanding condition, and the engineer's office is taking the opportunity to snatch it up for $37,000. I talked with Katie, and some of these new ones are well over $100,000,
Oh, yeah.
so they're getting a good deal.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, they're on 150,000.
Yeah.
Brand new.
yeah.
Wind estate.
Interesting. Well, that's a nice find, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Any questions, comments related to financials? A motion approved?
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spillier? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. Great.
And I didn't actually get up this time.
No, I'm so excited.
So the next item on the agenda here is just our annual disbursement to the Geauga County Agricultural Society for the 2019 gas well revenue received from gas wells on the agricultural property there at the fairgrounds.
Excellent.
The total is $861.82. It's a little bit down from last year,
Yeah.
but pretty consistent.
Very good. Okay, a motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spillier? Commissioner Lennon?
Aye. Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Holden Arboretum.
Roger? Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, Tim Lennon.
How'd you get it?
How are you?
I'm not gonna shake your hand
All right.
a little under the.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Jim DeVore.
yeah.
Good.
How are you?
Let me give you some legal aids to start with. I got a
Thank you.
big one. I'm fine, you can't see. So Holden Arboretum is interested in acquiring the Daly Fallon property. We've been interested in talking with this family for decades. And two of the family members are getting older, and the two younger ones are no longer local, so it's owned by 4 different family members. And they said they would be willing to sell it to us, if not us, then on the open market. We are applying for the Clean Ohio funding for this property. We think it's important to be preserved, as it has been in this family for over 50 years, because it's got about 2,800 linear feet of East Branch of the East Branch Chagrin River, and that is cold water habitat, which is the highest quality. It's got about 1,500 feet of Stebbins Run, which is a stream that's also cold water habitat, high quality, and that connects with the rest of Holden's property, that is Stebbins Gulch. This is actually the exit of Stebbins Gulch into there, and Stebbins Gulch is a National Natural History Landmark. It's designated by the U.S. Department of the Interior, so it's a high-quality property. But the most important thing for Holden is the southern end of the property has a fen on it. A fen is a kind of unusual wetland. It's not a bog, which is acidic. It's alkaline, a high pH one. And it's got a bunch of rare species on there. It's got queen lady slipper orchids, orchids that are about this tall, pink and white. It's got dwarf bunchberry, which is a dwarf dogwood. It's about 6 inches tall. Flowers look like a normal dogwood tree. And it's got some rare birds and things like that. Holden would like to acquire it so it could manage it better than it is now. We would control invasive species. We allow hunting on the property, similar to our hunting plan and the rest of our Geauga County, Chardon Township property. And also the East Branch Trail Riders Association, you have almost a mile of trail through there, which we would actually help if we reroute it just a little bit to help them. But that would continue, so there'd be public access, there'd be hunting access, and there'd be conservation activity. Perhaps our research department would be interested as well. So we have agreed to a price with the family, so even if we don't get the money from Clean Ohio, we'll try to find another way to acquire the money, or we'll borrow it temporarily. So we're hoping that you would agree that this is an important thing to be conserved in Chardon Township and Geauga County.
So this property butts up to your current property you already own?
Correct.
Yeah.
You see that map there? Everything in green is Holden Arboretum.
Okay.
And the property is circled. In
Oh, so it's
purple,
right in the middle almost, right?
it is the
Yeah.
hole in the donut.
Yeah,
I see.
And so,
excellent, okay.
because we're surrounded on 3 sides, you know, it actually scores more points for the Clean Ohio program because it's adjacent to other conserved land.
I see.
And
And
then
who's doing, is it the VRSP or just to go and direct it for Clean Ohio?
Clean Ohio is administered by OPWC.
Yeah. Is that, and who's sponsoring the program? Are you guys doing it within your own organization?
Yes.
Okay.
So Holden Arboretum, and you can see we have conservation easements. Those are the things in yellow.
And you hold the conservation easement?
No, State of Ohio would hold the easement on this property.
Okay.
So when State of Ohio money goes to help purchase it, and it covers maybe 74% of the purchase at most, then OPWC puts permanent restrictions on it. So
Okay.
there'll be no building and stuff like that. You could
Right.
do minor improvements for trails and maybe parking, but they fully restrict it and they enforce it.
Okay.
So it's guaranteed that even if I wanted to do something there, if Holden wanted to do something there, we can't. We have to stay in conservation.
And you said we did something similar in Bainbridge?
Yes, this is the same program that you did the resolution for the property in Bainbridge across from, over by, Canyon Lakes. Yes, that Carmelo was here. It's the
Okay.
same program.
Okay.
We also received a letter yesterday that the Park District is also applying for the same program for property in Russell.
And they have in the past, Geauga County Commissioners have, but not recently,
Yeah.
approved for things that preserve parks.
Mm-hmm.
The apple orchard.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
So is there currently a home on here?
There is a cabin there, but
Okay.
nobody's living in it.
Okay. I see.
And there's even a smaller cabin that I didn't know was actually a cabin, and just a structure that holds firewood.
So you said the yellow is the,
No, it's conservation easements that Holden holds
okay,
on other properties.
okay,
And
okay.
about half of Holden's property is in Chardon Township. So Stebbins Gulch itself is about 900 acres.
Okay.
So it's 3 parcels.
And how much are you applying for, or you're not able to say yet?
Oh, yeah, it'll be public record after tomorrow, so.
Okay.
The agreed to purchase price is 1.15 million, and we will be applying for 74% of that, which is a little less than, about 700,000.
And the
Okay.
total acreage there is,
52.
so it's not, not an absorbent amount.
Mm.
No, and they had an appraisal done, and we had an appraisal done, and we're halfway between.
Yeah, it sounds like a beautiful piece of property.
It was nice.
Yeah, and it's, you know, obviously strategically located for your purposes, you know, it's dead center, it's, you know, right in the heart of your,
Right.
you know, so.
Not many people go through because Wisner Road disappeared in the middle, there in the early 60s or
Correct.
70s.
Very good.
Well, I think you guys have, you know, you have proven throughout the years, I've always been impressed with the way that you have maintained your operation and your property there.
Mhm.
It's always been a kind of a cut above the rest.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting how nice you guys have done of a job there.
Thank you, and having a good hunting program in Chardon Township helps.
Yeah.
So it's really well coordinated, you know, people have to pass background tests, marksmanship tests and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and
Yeah.
they get stationed now with GPS.
Well, we
Take
enjoy
out
it,
2
my
bucks
family,
before-
we,
two does before they take out a box.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've really enjoyed it, you know, taking the kids there, and it's beautiful. And is there any other questions, or Skip, do you have a question?
Yeah, real quick, Skip Lakeville. Is Western Reserve Land Conservancy involved in this in any way? From
No.
a conservancy easement standpoint, no?
No, because Ohio Public Works Commission essentially puts the same kind of easement on it, it seemed to be redundant. Usually when West Reserve Land Conservancy partners with another conservation organization, they will secure the property, the Western Reserve Land Conservancy will secure the property and then transfer it to like the Park District, and they will put a restriction on it. So the Land Conservancy holds the conservation easement, as well as OPWC.
And this is, you're gonna have full public access to it, and
Maybe not 24 hours a day, but like the rest of the Arboretum, it's private, it will be private property, but with the hunting and the horseback riders, and we'll see what else we can do, but that will, the horseback riding will be maintained, the hunting will be instituted. And there are people who walk and hike down there anyway, but we'd have to improve the trails to make it safer.
yeah, my concern, you're using tax dollars, so the public should be able to use the property
Yes.
in some way, shape, or form. I'm hearing good things there, so.
Yeah, and other field trips and stuff like that, but right now, it's kind of restricted because it's
Yeah.
private property, so we open it up for all those things we mentioned.
Thank you.
Excellent. Very good, very good. No other comments or questions from anybody, so if we could read number 5, please.
The Holden Arboretum is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 20-011 in support of the Daily Family Land Protection Project on Wisner Road in Chardon Township, Jogga County, proposed for submission to the NRAC District 7 Clean Ohio Green Space Conservation Fund.
Motion, please.
So move. Second.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
O'Leary?
Aye.
Commissioner Lemon?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
If
you
there's
very much.
anything else you
Appreciate
need.
it.
Yep, thank you.
Good
I'll
luck.
invite you to
Good luck.
stop by once we,
When will you know?
we may know as early as mid-March.
Okay.
Let's just say April. And then it would take, within 6 months, finish all the signing of the documents.
Do you know what other competition you're up against, or is
We
it?
won't know until tomorrow,
Yeah.
when everything is turned in.
Oh, I see, okay.
So tomorrow's the deadline for the application, so
Well, if there's anything else that we can do to help support that, or, you know, I don't know if we need help from state legislatures, or how that, you know,
okay, greatly
let us
appreciate
know.
it. And when we, hopefully we'll acquire it, and then we'll have a public gathering down there, and we'll take a
Yeah.
tour. But there is poison sumac, so you don't
Ooh.
want to get too far into that high quality
No,
wetland.
that's, No, not that
It's
stuff.
also rare in Ohio, so we
Yeah.
preserve that as well.
Very good. That's good. Okay,
6
Jen-
and 7
6 and 7.
are this file here.
Okay. I'm gonna put that to the back burner. This looks like a lot of signing, right?
It is, you can just approve it and then you guys can
Okay,
sign it as you're good
okay.
to go.
Why don't we
This is-
read 6 and 7 then?
Adrian did go through them. There was 2 corrections that he found in July and October that he had them correct, but other than that, everything is okay.
Okay.
So this is May through December. So the auditor's office is requesting the board accept, execute, and file the monthly statement of county finances filed by the county auditor for the month of May through December 2019 pursuant to ORC 319.15. And the treasurer's office is requesting the board accept, execute, and file the monthly statement of county finances filed by the county treasurer for the months of May through December 2019 pursuant to ORC 319.15.
So moved. Second?
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Yes. Okay, county engineer's office. I saw you hiding up there. Yeah.
How are you? Good morning,
Good.
Andy.
Morning.
Getting them all lined up, huh?
Filling in for Mr. Doris here. You got
No,
double vote.
this is work for me.
Yeah, right.
This is closing them out.
Oh, these is closing
Good
out.
part.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah, so, Nick did call me yesterday about the very last one, that there's a punch list of items,
We'll
but,
just be working on the building, yeah.
yes, but they feel comfortable in going ahead and moving forward and continuing to release it, so.
Correct.
He did, he called me and said, take it off, and then he called me back and said, no, leave it on, so. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Well, if there's still a punch list to do, I'd rather hold the money till the punch list is complete.
I can forward that to Nick James.
Yeah, it's like any construction job.
I understand it's some windows and a motor for a ventilation unit. Rotating. That's what I understand about it.
Because many construction sites I had to go to do the punch list.
Completely understand.
And they were holding $50 or $100 or $200,000. Until that punch list was done, that's when you get your money, so,
We can do that.
okay.
I don't think it's a problem.
Are they already doing it? Because this is just, looks like this is just for the bid and performance bonds.
Yeah.
If they still have the money back, holding back is the contingency.
I believe there is money being held. I don't have that information with me. I apologize for that. It's something-
Yeah, they haven't done a final payment on the building.
They
There is
haven't
not,
made-
they
they haven't
haven't
made the
done a
payment,
final
they're just
change
releasing
order
the
on the
bid.
building.
Oh, the bond money,
Yes,
okay.
just bond money. It's
No,
not-
so we still have money to hold on them
I believe there is.
based on the punch list.
And just so you know, too, the, Nick holds maintenance bonds on the paving projects. So while we're releasing the bid performance bond, there is maintenance bonds that are in place for the paving projects that are held till like, usually, yes,
Retention.
yes. And you texted Nick.
No, that's what he said.
Those ready?
Yeah. Is Nick, is he out today or?
He's double booked.
Okay.
9:30 meeting. That we didn't expect to make it, he was right.
Okay,
So I said, sure, I'll step in.
okay, no problem.
The first bridge that we vacated on the Daily Palace, on Wisner,
Wisdom, yes.
that was at the end of the Daily
South end
Palace.
off of,
So,
Nick
we
answered yes, we're holding money for the punch list.
Okay,
Okay, good.
very good. So, you want to read number 8, please?
The county engineer's office is requesting the board release the bid performance bonds for the projects listed as the projects have been completed and all specifications have been met. For Rhinebeck paving, we are releasing the resurfacing of Menor Road, in Churton Township, resurfacing of Munn Road, Auburn Township, resurfacing of Mills Road, Chester Township, resurfacing of Caves Road, Chester Township, resurfacing of Rapids Road, Troy Township, resurfacing of Clay Street, various townships, Sugar Valley paving for the resurfacing of Kyle Road in various townships, grade line for Wilson Mills Road culvert replacements in Chester Township, Aeromark for the application of pavement markings to various roads for the year 2019, and for construction for the steel storage building at the county engineer's office.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye. Great, thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Have a great day. Bye now.
You too. Okay, Veteran Service Commission,
They're not here, this is just their,
credit card.
credit card approval. They were waiting for an appointment that needed to be made by the judge, so that's why it wasn't done for a reorg.
Mhm.
So this is the approval of their credit card use for 2020, and having you execute the application for authorization for the use for their staff and their board members for travel and trading purposes.
Okay. If we could get a motion on number 9, please.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner DeFlora?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. Okay, Department of Aging. Oh, there you are. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good,
How's everybody?
How are you?
Yeah. Yep.
Plenty of ink in this pen. Mhm.
Right now, for you.
Alrighty.
Okay. We are looking to get our legal agreement with Schraft Thomas Law approved. It's a 2-year contract
Mhm.
for our seniors.
Right, so is that 2 years ago we did this?
No, it would have
Renewed
been
it?
last year. We usually did a 1-year contract. This year we're doing a 2-year.
Okay. Ralph, didn't you, weren't you working on that a little bit
Yeah.
with Jessica or something?
Yep, this,
Yeah.
it definitely made sense with what the pickup was and what our portion was. It definitely was something that made a whole lot of sense for us to do that.
Yeah. So this is, getting like wills and estates and legal
Right,
advice
Right,
and,
they have
yeah.
with the Good Deeds also, the Good Deeds program.
Okay,
With a lot of its wills, mainly wills.
yeah, okay.
So Karen, the request only had on here 1 year. You said you're doing this for 2 years. I just want to make sure I have the right date range.
January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2021.
It should be 21.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
Can we change that here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna change it in the motion and then I will correct it when I do the motion letter. for
And who
approval.
did we use, Sheriff last time?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had them. They get money also from Western Reserve Area on Aging, and they're a 2-year with them.
Okay.
That's why we want to do a 2-year also. It just
Makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't have to do this again.
Yes, understood. Okay, if you want to read number 10 and make the change.
Yes. So the Department on Aging is requesting the board approve and execute the legal services agreement with Patricia J. Schrapp, Esquire of Schrapp Thomas LLC for legal services that include counsel, advice, and representation of clients that are Dark County residents age 60 and over for the period January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2021, for 2 years in the amount of $101.03 per hour for up to 707 hours, and up to an additional 74 hours in the amount of $124 per hour for a maximum of 781 full hours per year.
Per year.
Very good.
I make the motion.
Second.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spillier? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Okay,
Hello.
you can have
Good
a
morning.
moment. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
How are ya?
Good.
Good, good, good.
So we have 2 items on the agenda, 11 and 12. The first, we've received our updated grant agreement on the 2017 CDBG allocation grant from state. So we had come to you a few weeks ago asking for permission to request a 3-month extension. State has approved that, so we just need the president of the board to execute and sign the new grant agreement. So this will take our work through May. So we have until the end of May to complete any project work, end of June to draw down funds, and end of July to close out that grant.
Okay. Okay.
I make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
And
Very
then
good.
the second item, item 12, is to advertise the Opera House elevator project. So we're ready to move forward, go out to bid on that. We'll advertise for the next 2 weeks, on Thursday in the Maple Leaf, and then also online. And then we'll host a bid opening on February 19th.
When you say advertise online, where would you go besides the Maple Leaf?
On the county website,
Yeah.
so that's where we'll advertise online.
I mean, is there any trade magazines or trade publications we can advertise with also? Do
We
we
could
do
potentially
that?
look into that.
I mean, that's just been something I've seen a couple times now where, I mean, I don't know how many elevator contractors are reading the Maple Leaf, right? No disrespect, but yeah.
Yeah, we can send them out to the individual ones, but in most cases, those trade organizations are the ones who are looking in the paper for the bid requests and then sending it out to their folks.
Okay.
That's kind of one of
Oh,
the things
okay,
they do.
okay.
But we can't
So they
send
get
them-
like a-
We can send them out to specific ones that we know of, but there's, especially when you get to like elevators and things like that, it's getting more specialized. We don't
They get
have
like a
all of them,
leads program or
Yeah,
something.
they pull them and then they send them, that's part of the reason why contractors are part of those organizations.
I see.
To get those leads. So.
I get it, okay.
And then our consultant has also told us we can reach out to companies. So Gable Elevator has been contacting me asking, when are you gonna bid this project out? So I keep telling them to watch the website to see when we're bidding.
Mhm.
And then as long as I share the same information with every company and let them know that it's coming up for bid,
I see.
I'm allowed to contact them directly and let them know to watch for the advertisement.
That's great.
Otis Elevator too, that's
Yes.
one of the oldest in.
This and Crop, Otis, and Gable are the three main in the area that we think will potentially bid.
Okay.
So we'll notify them.
Okay. Okay, any questions, comments? None, no motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spillier? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. Excellent. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. JFS,
Good morning.
good morning. How are you?
Good. Requesting Commissioner approval of the 2020 percentage of income payment plan administrative grant.
Okay, and this is, I'm sorry, this is, can you just give us a little background on that?
Yeah, about 5 years ago, Development Services Agency, they used to process a lot of the mail-in applications. They have now spread that out to every county, so that the counties process all the mail-in applications. So at the time that they did that, they provided this grant because they knew it would be necessary for counties to have more time, employee time spent in processing the applications. So that, we've been getting this grant for about 5 years. This was about $6,700, and we use that for payroll and fringe benefit expenses.
Very good. Okay. Any questions or comments?
No.
No? Motion, please?
Make that motion. Second.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
This is just Transit's clarification. You already previously approved the motion to authorize Mr. Bidlack to have unpaid leave for up to 32 hours.
Yeah.
But based on having comp time with helping Joanna, we have narrowed that down to only having to have 18 and a half hours of unpaid, and then that will then extend his probationary period out by that 18 and a half hours. So this is just a clarification for payroll purposes
Okay.
on that unpaid leave.
Okay. Very good. Motion on 14.
Make that motion.
A second?
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
And Ralph is not and absent on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And water resources. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Spudler wasn't in China. He didn't bring back coronavirus.
No, God. I got to
Just
sit
a
next
12
to him.
pack, just a 12 pack of Corona.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Should I wait till he comes back?
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I was worried if you brought the coronavirus from China.
No, I'm on the end of this, so it's good, but.
So we have 3 items today?
That's so nice. Look at that. Huh? Jeez. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That was your idea? Yeah.
We have 3 items today. The first one, requesting that the president of the board authorize, execute the request for partial payment for Workman Industrial Services Incorporated for the Alder Corner wastewater treatment plant upgrade and Colonial wastewater treatment plant conversion project in the amount of $98,440.
If we could get that motion.
So moved. Second?
Mr. Warwick?
Yes.
Mr. Spillier?
Aye.
Mr. Lemon?
Aye.
The second motion we have here is to request the board to authorize Jerry Morgan permission to approve and execute, and I think there might be an oversight here.
What?
Public Works, not OWDA, but OPWs.
She gave me OWDA.
Okay.
Is it the wrong one?
Yeah.
We'll pull it, we'll pull it, correct it for Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So we're just gonna cross this off and we'll correct, I'll put it on, the big question mark on here with OPWC, and I
I
will
don't
get
have an
with.
OWDA loan for
That's what she gave me, so,
that.
okay.
And then the last one, good news, a request the board approve and execute the agreement between the Board of Commissioners for Geauga County and the Geauga County Department of Water Resources employees, Local 4340, Communication Workers of America, AFL-CIO/CLC, for the term of January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2022. That's the contract that we negotiated.
Steve, let me ask you, has this been certified by our auditor?
Yes,
The funds have?
yes,
Yeah.
everything's,
Okay. So it's been, they reviewed it, and the contract's been reviewed by the auditor?
yeah,
Because we just want to follow our revised code 5705.41. I mean, if you want to table it until next Tuesday, make sure we go through the,
I,
follow our revised
well,
code.
I better double check.
Please.
I believe so, but let's double check.
Yeah. Okay, let's table that till next Tuesday.
Don't start.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, you have one of 3 done.
Yeah,
We'll work on it.
yeah. 1 out of 3.
Okay.
In baseball, that's not bad.
No, not at all, not at all.
Shoot for 100%.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Have a nice day.
Okay, item number 18, Commissioner's Office requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 20-008 to approve the with conditions, Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency Code of Regulations Amendment to Section 4.2.
I make that motion.
Second.
Question, gentlemen?
Discussion? Yep.
Yeah, just want to verify, several weeks back, I heard you gentlemen verify that there are 3 seats on the NOACA board, and in the process of signing this amendment, can you verify or clarify for me whether those 3 seats remain unjeopardized?
Yes, 100%. So guaranteed minimum 3 seats, and those will be commissioners for Geauga County.
Okay,
Yeah.
and was there any discussion if there are additional seats to whom those might be?
Potentially, depending on what the census reveals. So it's based on the census results of this coming 2020, and then every 10 years thereafter is the way it'll
Okay,
go.
but those results then won't be official until possibly 2021 or 2022?
Correct. I don't know when.
It says under the section.
21.
180 days following the publication of each decennial census.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I mean, there's been this thing's nothing new to this board. We've been talking about this for 6 years, I think, trying to get this thing, and I think the intent of the changes are for that every 10 years that the board at NOACA or in NOACA don't have to go out to have the bylaws ratified when every time there's seat changes, depending on the census. So everything else will still remain the same. it would still have to go unanimously through the 5 counties' approval for it to be any changes, but as far as the makeup of seats, it's gonna be dependent on the results of the census, right?
The total number of seats remains the same.
Correct, yeah, the total number remains the same also.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I'd like to get a copy of the revisions or the amendment, so I'll make that request here.
Sure.
But, there's 2 important things, and you and I had a conversation yesterday, and you confirmed for me that
Yep.
these were being protected. Number one, that our rights to ratify any changes to the bylaws are protected.
Absolutely.
And so that no changes can be made without Jug County.
That to me is really, we are, I don't know if this is a good way to put it. We are the small guy on the block, maybe the low man on the totem pole. To me, that's our only that's our backbone of this thing. That's our whole, our only grasp. If they were to abolish that, then, really the board could take off, and we're maybe not we'd be in the minority there for sure, as far as the number
We'll
of
never give
seats.
up the ratification.
Yeah.
But
No.
the other point that I want to make,
Yeah.
and this vote is likely going in a positive direction, but there is no requirement to manage that board by population. That is something that Cleveland managed to bully the board into over the years, or because they own the board, they managed to take it in that direction. But the seats are specifically allocated in the bylaws by county, township,
Correct.
city, and so on and so forth. So there's a conflict there, because in one case they're specifying the seats, and another one they're
Right.
saying by population. I would recommend and suggest to you, because you're giving up a seat to Cleveland. Cleveland's gonna get more votes.
Well, depending on what the census results say, there's a potential that they could lose seats. The way it's written right now, from my understanding, and I'm not, I don't know the history in and out like you do. I know you've studied this probably a lot more thoroughly than anybody, but the way I've understood it right now, technically, Cuyahoga County can name the appointment of the seats for Cleveland, but supposedly over the last few years, or since the new regime, they've played nice and let Cleveland pick their representation, is what I was told. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but that's what I was told. So this is this will change that, I believe. Also, I think Cleveland will be able to name their representatives for the city of Cleveland as well.
Yeah, they're slowly trying to inch their way toward even more power. I mean, today they own the board. They can control basically anything they want to, with the exception of we stand in their way because we have to ratify any changes to that
Correct.
bylaw.
Right.
And so that, and protecting our seats, I'd love to see us add the county engineer to that.
Yeah.
And I fought for that when I was a commissioner. But as long as you protect at least those 2 things, then
Yeah.
I guess the change is nominal in terms of the overall impact. But,
Yeah.
and I trusted the prosecutor's office to be looking over your shoulder to ensure legally they're not playing some goofy, tricky legal game on this, so.
Right.
So with that said, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, so if we can get a motion.
We have a motion and a second, I'm just doing a
Okay,
vote.
okay,
Commissioner
call.
DeWart,
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler, Commissioner Lund,
Yes.
thank you.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Skip.
The next item is regarding the construction manager risk for the building. In the interviews, each of the 4 companies submitted their proposals in writing. I've talked to each one of you individually. I kind of know where you're going on it, but Mitchko is going to describe what your thoughts are and whether we have a consensus on the choices.
Yeah, we've talked, and this is a good problem to have. It was a difficult decision.
Yes.
We've really had some good applicants, and there was something I liked about each one of them. And me personally, I narrowed it down to 2. They were almost a tie. My heart told me one company, my head was telling me another. But I think looking at it, I think Donnelly would be the firm that I would be most comfortable going with. even though Panzeca, and I think was a close second to me, you know, it came down to, you know, trying to find some differences in their proposal, and I think Donley was a little less in their fee structure, and that goes a long way, obviously, too, so I'd be in support of moving forward with Donley.
Yeah, but the interview process of the 4 companies that we interviewed, Donnie really, you know, worked themselves up to the top. In my 40 years of construction, I worked on Donley jobs as a bricklayer foreman, Panzeca, and Dunlap and Johnson. The Icon company is relatively new in the construction industry. It's only about 11 years old. I'm comfortable with Donley being a construction manager at risk because they're just a cut above the rest. So.
All right, make a motion for Donley.
Second, one other thing, just to mention, when I did go back and look at, Donley's fee structure was the lowest of all 4
Mhm.
proposals.
Right.
So they're the lowest and the best.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's make a motion for construction manager at risk. We're gonna move ahead to engage in Donley construction.
Second.
I so move.
Great.
Ralph second.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes, excellent. And now, we can get on the calendar to start reviewing our owner's rep?
Yes, I
Okay,
had the pre-proposal meeting with with all 4 companies yesterday.
okay,
Qual, again, same thing, I think we're gonna have the same problem with the owner's rep, but it's gonna be a hard choice for the 3
Okay.
of you to make.
Yep.
But they have 3 good companies.
And
so-
when,
that is scheduled to be the week.
They're due on the
They're
14th.
they're due on the 14th, so it'd be the week of, the following week would be when the interviews would be set up.
okay, okay. Oh, so they haven't come in yet?
No,
Oh.
they'll be in, yeah.
Okay, I thought we got a couple.
Well, they did
didn't
say
we?
it
that
was
They brought the statement of
qualification.
qualifications.
Oh,
and
that's
then-
what, okay,
Now we're
okay.
waiting for our.
Last week you approved picked the four of the 6 to present proposals and interviews.
Excellent. Okay,
Mr. Chair?
yes,
I have a
Yes.
piece of
Yep.
info,
Skip.
if it's good.
Sure.
If you don't mind. Just to make the board aware, there is a House Bill 247 that was put forward to eliminate e-check in the 7 counties that are now doing it. There's only 7 counties in all of Ohio, and it is the Geauga County and the surrounding area. 2 of us went down yesterday to testify to support that particular bill, House Bill 247. Jim McNeil and myself. The video and the testimony is available on Ohio Channel, if you want to see what the testimony is. I would recommend and suggest to the board that you reach out to the House members, our House representatives,
Mhm.
John Eklund and Diane Grindell, and demonstrate your support for that bill. It would be a good thing to do.
Mhm.
The testimony and the evidence that we've acquired and that we testified to shows that e-check is just an inconvenience and an additional cost to our residents, and it provides no added value.
Mhm.
And so I suggest that hopefully the news media will pick up on that people reach out to their state representatives to eliminate this program and take those dollars and put them into some useful purpose.
What, so you're in front of a committee down there
Yes,
then?
in front of the Energy Committee,
Mhm.
Mr. Vitale and the committee, and our testimony was well received. They very positive about it, and so we'll see where that all goes. Their next step is to take that out of committee to the floor and have a vote and then take it forward.
And so that's the Ohio EPA that administers that?
Ohio EPA manages the EPA,
Yeah.
the e-check system.
And so this committee you were talking to, they are the ones that fund this group, or how does it?
No, e-check is funded across the state.
Well,
via-
yeah.
Via fees and taxes and so
Okay.
forth. The interesting thing is that all the citizens in the state of Ohio, even though they don't have the e-check program, they have to pay for it. It cost about $20 million for the 7 counties to manage that e-check program. And, but it really, the EPA, if you look into it, and I testified to this fact, distort the data, and we're 1 part per billion for being in compliance. NOACA has an air quality committee. I was part of that committee as a commissioner, and we discussed this at length. We, at one time, were in compliance, we met compliance, and in 2015, the EPA decided to move the goalposts. So we attained, and then he said, well, yeah, but now we want to attain more. But there is no satisfactory goal. They've not established what the right goal is. They don't know what and it's an ozone-related thing. What was the proper amount of ozone when the dinosaurs were here in the 1800s, or what is the right goal? They can't determine that.
Yeah, because nobody's against clean air, right? I mean, that's not what we're
What is
saying.
the right
but
amount?
yeah.
And so when you achieve what they said you got to achieve, then they move the goalpost again.
Yeah.
How do you know when you ever get there?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a silly program at the end of the day, that the sensor in Geauga County is on top of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Over the bus garage.
On top of the bus garage.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at how ozone is created, it's oxides of nitrogen that are heated. Well, it's located on an asphalt roof above a bus garage. Oxides of nitrogen are produced by exhaust from cars and exhaust from buses. Well, it's right there. in
Let's
the
go
parking
put it
lot.
out in Patterson's
And so-
fruit farm and see how it
Yeah,
registers.
well, exactly right.
Yeah.
I suggested that to
Yeah.
EPA when I was a commissioner. They said, no, we don't want to move it because we might see a difference in the measurement. Well, yeah, I think that might be true, and that's the reason I'd like to suggest that.
Didn't NOACA try and help you with this? Weren't they, I thought they were in support of.
NOACA's in support, or at least they have been in support of ECHEC. They kind of go along. They're just the coordinating agency. They really are.
But then I thought they tried to help you, either get it changed or abolished. I thought that you were working with them on that.
NOACA was of no value. I worked with Kurt Prinzig, our EPA district manager, and he's in fact a good guy. He kind of has to go along because he's given the rules and he just has to manage the rules. But it's
Well,
really
good.
an EPA thing, and I met with EPA on numerous occasions, and and prior to me, Tim Grindell fought this, even getting the whole program set up, but the EPA and the Clean Air Act and all that kind of stuff are just too powerful.
Yeah.
But this is moving forward. All of the evidence points to the fact that we've obtained what we should have attained, and it's time to unplug this program and move on. And so I'm going to ask for you to support that if you would, and everybody who's interested in eliminating ECHEC in the 7 counties, they can reach out to the state representatives and support it.
Well, thanks, Skip.
Who's sponsoring the bill?
Bill Romer. He's a county, he was a county commissioner. I knew him as a county commissioner. Now he's a state rep.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Skip. Appreciate it. Okay, just a couple housekeeping things. We have a meeting at noon today. Don't forget Trumbull County Solid Waste District. We have actually quite a big agenda there. We'll just have lunch there at noon. Let's see if anything else. Other than that, not much else. So, any other? Yeah, Diane Grinda.
Yes,
Yeah.
Diane
Jones,
Jones,
sorry.
Auburn
Sorry.
Township. There was a disturbing story in the News Herald yesterday regarding actions by Sheridan City. And I guess first off, it would be important to verify whether those are accurate, and at this point, what further you may be able to comment on regarding
Well,
those events.
unfortunately, since Chardon took an adversarial approach and brought legal counsel into this with, and really the media and legal counsel, and really there was no communication here with this office, so that was their first step. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to address everything to our prosecutor's office, so. It's unfortunate, but I think you know the history of the openness of this board dating back to the beginning of this project. And we've been an open book in the beginning and a willing partner. And that's really all I can say moving forward. But we're going to work within the framework of whatever the law provides, the Ohio Revised Code. We're not looking to skirt the law or to step over the law or so. And, I think some assumptions have been made on what we're going to do by looking at maybe a small piece of a plan or something, but it's unfortunate. That's all I can say.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah?
So are you saying that there's some assumptions that have been made about the plans that have been presented in some of these meetings and that they maybe don't include moving or that those decisions haven't been made yet?
the decisions haven't been made, and really, again, anything related to the city of Chardon at this point in time, refrain to talking to our prosecutor's office.
Make a motion to adjourn?
So,
Second, third. Thank you.
I just wanted to make sure what you were saying.
yeah, no, I appreciate it.